that down, let's move on to this one here, shall we? Speaking of franchises that a lot of people really like,
Like me.
the Sherlock Holmes, except for Ray, the Sherlock Holmes films were ones that I really enjoyed. And I'm talking specifically about the ones with Robert Downey Jr., Jude Law, directed by Guy Ritchie.
Mm-hmm.
I particularly the first one. I had a lot of fun with it was a very different take on Sherlock Holmes.
Right.
But if you're going to do a new iteration, put your own little fingerprint on it. Give it your own little bit of DNA in there. And I really liked it. Now, the second one, Game of Shadows, I think it was called,
Right.
was not as good as the first one.
I got a little lost in the plot, I'll admit.
I think a number of people, they got a little bit convoluted, but you had a great villain. The cast was fantastic. I think Rachel McAdams also joined in the cast on the second one.
Yeah, I think so.
And listen, they were really successful. I mean, take a look at this. Remember, the first Sherlock Holmes came out in 2009. Okay. And it made $524 million at the box office with a very respectable 70% critic rating. The second one did even better at the box office, even though it wasn't as good of a movie, but it made $543 million at the box office with a not as impressive, but not too bad 60% critic rating too. Point is, in just two films back in the early 2010s, this is a $1 billion franchise.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people have, quite frankly, including me, been a little bit confused about why they haven't done a third one. They keep talking about doing a third one, but we've never got it. And it started to look really doubtful that we'd ever get a third one when just last week they announced that Guy Ritchie is doing more Sherlock Holmes, but it's for a streaming series and it's going to be a young Sherlock Holmes. So a lot of people like myself thought, well, that's it then. I guess we're not getting Sherlock Holmes 3. Hold on a second, says Robert Downey Jr.'s wife and producer, Susan Downey. We're still working on it. This comes up from the folks at Screen Rant. Susan Downey said the following when asked about the possibility of a Sherlock Holmes 3. She said, look, no, there's no update other than it's still very much alive in our hearts. Every day we talk about what is the best next version of that. Because anytime I see Robert and Jude together, which fortunately I do get to see a few times a year, we hang out, and I'm just like, can I get these guys back on screen together? It's magic. There needs to be a really strong reason. It needs to be a great story. And we do have some things in the works. All right. So this, again, keeps at least the spark alive that a possibility of a Sherlock Holmes 3 could do exactly what she's saying. It could happen. It could. Now, I would argue that while this movie should have been made 7 years ago, there is an opportunity right now. Robert Downey Jr. just won an Oscar. And when he has strayed outside of his franchises, he's struggled a little, right?
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Dolittle.
Right.
That movie he did.
The
Judge.
The Judge, yeah.
With Robert Duvall.
Mm-hmm.
By the way,
I heard that was good.
it's a nice little movie.
It's not like it's a bad movie.
No, it's not a bad movie at all.
Yeah,
I like it.
good.
But nobody saw it.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted to go see it.
That's like common with anyone from the MCU who had a big role and tried to go outside of the MCU. It seems like that's a common thing to happen.
Well,
like they'll
people
have
look
movies where they just
if you step outside of that character and that personality, it can be hard for audiences. But I don't know if that was the problem with The Judge.
If I were to watch a Sherlock, the Holmes movie, should I watch the first one? Or
Go start with the first.
Why start with the first?
Then make a decision. I think you'll like it, dude. It's fun.
Yeah,
it's fun.
I feel like if I'm gonna say I don't like something, I at least need some footing.
Well, the thing
like I'm just saying I don't like the genre.
No,
but I need to give it a try.
But you would like this style. This is not like a Knives Out mystery. There's mystery to it, but there's action, there's comedy.
Yeah,
like,
and
it's an adventure.
It's not like old school classic Sherlock Holmes. There's definitely elements of classic Sherlock Holmes in it, but it's a more updated version for it. And I thought Jude Law and Robert Downey Jr. had great chemistry.
It's got a bit of an Indiana Jones type of adventure
yes,
feel
it
to
does.
it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So I hate to go back into Knives Out 1 or Knives Out 2. Which one should I watch?
Knives Out 1.
Knives Out 1.
Okay. I'm going to make that my thing. I'm going to have to watch one of these movies.
Yeah, one of each.
You're going to have to watch both. I think you're going to want to watch both.
No. I'm going to watch both, but I wanted to know which movie from each
Yeah,
series.
the
is it
first
start
three.
with.
Okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, listen, if I had to put money on it, do I think this movie's going to happen? No. I at this point, I don't think they're going to do a Knives Out 3. Or, a
sorry.
Sherlock Holmes 3. I don't think they're going to do it. But it makes me happy knowing that there's still a chance. Because I want to see it.
I have a couple things on that. So one, I feel like while I do think this is sincere, she's being sincere in this comment, it's also Hollywood code. And it's Hollywood code that could mean they actually do have something in mind and they don't want to spill the beans. Or where she says it's in our heart. It's like, don't be naive. This is not going to happen. I mean,
I would think that too, except she ended her quote by saying, but we are working on some things and we have some things in the works.
It is 13 years ago. And by the time this gets into like, realistically 26, 27,
15 years since the first one.
Yeah. And this releases realistically 26, 27, 2026, 2027
At best. Yeah.
I did have a feeling when this prequel was announced. I don't know if it's prequel, but young
Indiana.
link,
I keep on saying young Sherlock Holmes.
does
series,
this link to Robert's character in some way?
Well, I mean, Guy Ritchie's the one doing it, and he directed the other ones.
There could be a link here.
Maybe yes, maybe no.
So you guys don't think the $500 million it's made from both movies isn't enough to justify a third one?
I think it justified a third one 10 years ago.
10 years ago, yeah.
I think it justified a third one 9 years ago. I think it justified a third one 8 years. I think they should be making this movie. I 100% think they should make this movie. At this point, I just don't believe they're going to do it. I think they should. I think, listen, Robert's hotter than he's been now since leaving the MCU. It was a successful franchise. He probably wants to get plugged into another franchise again, get that going. And it's really his thing. Like, that's the nice thing. If you're Robert Downey Jr., the nice thing about the Sherlock Holmes franchise is that unlike the MCU, where you're a big piece of it, but you're but one piece of it. You're the guy in Sherlock Holmes. And it's been successful, and I think people love Jude Law. I think they should do it. I just don't think they're going to. We want to thank a sponsor of today's video, Mint Mobile. My favorite spring cleaning takeaway is the post-clean clarity you get. Wow, how have I been living like this? It's kind of like when you find out that you've been paying a fortune for wireless when Mint Mobile has phone plans for just $15 a month when you purchase a 3-month plan. My last mobile service provider was quite good, but ever since I switched to Mint Mobile, I've enjoyed even better coverage, better phone clarity, and I'm paying less than a third of what I paid to my old provider. Say goodbye to your overpriced wireless plans, jaw-dropping monthly bills, and unexpected overages. All plans come with high-speed data and unlimited talk and text delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. Use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and bring your phone number along with all of your existing contacts. To get this new customer offer and your new 3-month unlimited wireless plan for just $15 a month, go to mintmobile.com/Campea. That's mintmobile.com/Campea. Cut your wireless bills to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/Campea. $45 upfront payment required, equivalent to $15 a month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Speed slower above 40 gigabytes on unlimited plan. Additional taxes, fees, and restrictions may apply. See Mint Mobile for details. But anyway, guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? Robert Downey Jr.'s producer and wife is saying they still got things in the works. She desperately wants to make it happen, and it's still something they're thinking about. Do you think they will actually do a Sherlock Holmes 3? I sure hope they do, but I got my doubts. Whatever you guys think, jump on down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.